everybody, and welcome to Bear Baiting Alaska. The purpose of this channel is to walk you through an entire bear baiting season, from pre-season to post-season and everything in between. So hopefully, whether you're a veteran bear hunter like myself or you're a novice and this is your first season getting started, hopefully you'll find some takeaways that will be valuable to you in the field. Or you can take something away and adapt it to make it work for you. Okay? The key to this and all bear baiting is there is no one way to do anything, right? We're going to give you some time-tested methods, right? Some lessons learned the hard way so you don't have to. But these are not necessarily the only way. Okay? So take what you want, use what you want, adapt what you want. There's always another way to do it. It depends on your particular circumstances and your site and your equipment and your budget and what you're comfortable with. So really, in a nutshell, you can take any of this and adapt it as you want. Okay, Bear Baiting Alaska has Alaska in the name, but I would say the majority of what we're going to cover applies to bear baiting throughout the United States and Canada, with the obvious exception of your specific rules and regulations that pertain to your state or province. So just make sure you have the latest set of regulations that pertain to where you are going to hunt. You know, I'm holding up a hunting regulations from Alaska. These are already outdated, so I need to get the new set. But make sure, obviously, you're hunting in the right season and following the right regs. No brainer, right? Just throw that out there. So getting started, let's talk about a budget. First of all, we do everything on the cheap here, as much as we can, right? You don't need a lot of money to bear bait. Let's just make that clear. Let me say it again. You do not need a lot of money to bear bait. You don't need a bunch of fancy toys, right, or expensive equipment. There are some basics, and we're going to go through those episode by episode, right? But you're going to need a stand or a blind or some other method to hunt from, right? And then you're going to need to attract the bears, right? So we're going to talk about where to get bait on the cheap, what kind of bait, and what kind of scents you can use. You can make your own bait, right? And then we're going to talk about what do you put that bait in, right? We're going to cover barrel selection, barrel preparation, because there are more ways than one to put your bait out. But we're going to talk about putting in barrels because that's the most popular method, and that's the one we use. So that's the one we're going to talk about. Again, it's not the only way. It's just the way we're going to cover on this channel. What else? Site selection, right? We're going to cover how you choose where to put your bait site, right? Don't overcomplicate it. We're going to show you some methods to use in your area, right? You need to be familiar with your area, and then what things to look for and how to set up. Just remember, in site location, again, we're going to talk about all of this in depth in individual episodes. But remember, right, easy access for you means easy access for everyone else. So the more work you put into locating and preparing a site, I think the happier you'll be. At least for me, nothing more frustrating than you put in a new bear bait, you've done your homework, you've researched, you've scouted the area, and then you put your baits in, and maybe you're attending those baits, for a month, when some guy or gal sets up a bait, 100 yards from you. Now, in Alaska, there's a lot of public land. There's no reason that someone should set a bait within 100 yards of you. But it happens. It happens. And in your particular state, wherever you are, right, I know you're more confined in some areas, right? Our season in Alaska for bear baiting is, mid-April to mid-June to the end of June. And then some game management units, there's a second season that starts the end of the summer into early fall. I know, on the East Coast, some of the bear baiting seasons, such as Maine, you have very short openers, right? A lot of people congested on the public land. So, a lot of the things you'll have to adapt for those bear baiting seasons. But I just tell you, as I throw that out for bear baiting site location, is just keep in mind, the more effort you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. And then as far as baits, scents, those types of issues. We'll talk about those. We'll actually go out into the field, right, and show you a common setup for a bear bait site. Not the only one, again, but one that has worked for us at multiple locations over multiple years. Also, I would recommend getting this book, The Definitive Guide to Bear Baiting in Alaska. And again, though it says Alaska, much, if not all, of what is in this book applies to bear baiting in the lower 48 and Canada as well. So great source. You can get it on the Batum 907 website, which is in our header, or you can just go on Amazon.com and order a copy for you. Great reference guide to have thrown in the four-wheeler or the six-wheeler. Read it in stand, preseason, all those good things. So, with that said, we will say have a great season. Thanks for joining us, and you'll be able to select which episodes you want to follow. If you like what you see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and share us with your friends. And most importantly, comment. Right? If you're a veteran bear hunter and you have another way of doing things, throw it in the comments. If you're just learning and you want to know more about a certain topic, throw out that question. Right? We'll try to address all of those as we go through the season. A lot of this can be done preseason. In those, here in Alaska is a long, dark, cold winter. So a lot of these things you can get all your prep done in the preseason, right? You can take your bear baiting clinic. You can get your harvest ticket. You can get all that ready for registering your bait through Alaska Department of Fish and Game on April 1st. All right, our season runs typically April 1st. You can register. April 15th, spring bear opens, and then depending on which game management you're in, it usually ends June 10th or June 30th. So that's specific to Alaska. We're going to go through all those details and more right here. So please like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you soon. And thanks again for joining us. So looking forward to a great bear baiting season. All right. Talk to you soon.